Good morning everyone, welcome to BioWorld. In the previous video, we saw what is monohybrid cross and first law of inheritance. Monohybrid cross conducted by Gregor Mendel. In this video, we will see dihybrid cross and his second law of inheritance. In the monohybrid cross, Mendel selected a pair of contrasting traits. Which was that? Dominant trait was tallness and recessive trait was dwarfness. But in the case of dihybrid cross, Mendel selected color of the seed and shape of the seed as two pairs of contrasting characters. Here in the case of color of the seed, there is a chance for yellow seed or green seed. Yellow color seed and green color seed. Here, yellow color seed is a dominant character. And green color seed is the recessive character. In the case of shape of the seed, some of the seeds were round and some of them were wrinkled. Here, round shape of the seed is the dominant trait and wrinkled seed is the recessive trait. Round like this smooth round seed or like this wrinkled seed. So wrinkled seed is the recessive trait here. So we can represent yellow colored seed with capital Y and green colored seed with small y. In the case of shape of the seed, round shape of the seed is the dominant trait. We can represent the round shape of the seed with capital R and wrinkled seeds we can represent with small r. Mendel selected a purebred yellow colored seed and the shape of the seed was round as one parent and another plant with the green colored seed but shape of the seed was wrinkled. Both parents were purebred or they have homozygous pairs of alleles. So we can take the first parent as capital Y and with round seed. So capital R and capital R. And in the case of pure bred recessive parent as small y and small r. Maybe we can take this as male parent and this as female parent. So we can represent with this symbol male parent and female parents. So here gametes are formed. While gametes are formed from each gene pair, one variant will transfer into the gamete. So that here gamete forms are capital Y and capital R and another chance same chance capital Y and capital R. These are the gametes formed. In gametes for each pair of characteristic only one allele moves into the gamete. So only one Y is received by this gamete and only one R is received by this same gamete. So here gametes formed are small y, small r and small y and small r. So here only one type of gamete is produced in the case of first parent and another one type of gamete is produced by the second parent. Now we will see the crossing of these gametes with the help of a Punnett square. There are total 4 gametes. So we need 2 columns and 2 rows. 2 columns and 2 rows. On the top of the Punnett square, we are going to write the paternal gametes and on the left hand side, we are going to write the maternal gametes. Let us see how to draw a Punnett square. I told you we need 2 columns and 2 rows and we are writing the paternal gametes on the top, that is capital Y and capital R. Again capital Y and capital R, and maternal gametes on the left hand side small y and small r, small y and small r. Let us cross these gametes these two capital Y and then one small y is there, capital R and one small r. And if we cross this gamete with this, again we will get capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. If we cross these two, again we will get capital Y, capital R, small r. We cross this two, capital Y, small y, capital R and small r. See, in all these cases, all these four cases, there are capital letters or dominant alleles. So that here capital Y that represent yellow colored seed. So one capital Y is there. So automatically the seed will be yellow. So here we will get yellow and capital R is there, round seed. Here also we will get yellow and round seed. Here capital Y is there, capital R is also there. Again we will get yellow and round seed. Here also we will get yellow and round seed. So in the this is F1 generation or first filial generation. In first filial generation, all the progenies are yellow colored seed and shape of the seed was round. They produce round yellow colored seed in the case of F1 generation. But all these plants are hybrid. Why it is hybrid? You see here the alleles are different. The alleles are not homozygous, they are heterozygous, capital Y and small y. So if it is similar, both should be capital Y or both should be small y. So this condition is heterozygous condition or the plants are hybrid. They are not purebred like their parents. Their parents were purebred because only capital Y and capital R is present there in the case of variant or in the case of alleles. But here the variant or alleles are different. So these plants are hybrid. This is the F1 generation. So in the F1 generation, Mendel got which type of plants? Phenotypically, all the plants, they produced round, shaped and yellow colored seeds. Then from the F1 generation, again he selected few plants and he produced his F2 generation. Now let us see the F2 generation in a Punnett square. In the F2 generation, Mendel selected two plants from the F1 generation. Which are the plants in the F1 generation? They are all hybrid. They are capital Y, capital R and small r. This is the male parent and again the female also same. Only one type of plants are there. So capital Y, capital R and small r. These are the two parents, male and female. Now let us see which are the gametes produced by this parents, that is the parents selected from the F1 generation. The gametes were capital Y and capital R, again capital Y and small r, capital Y and small r, then small y and capital R, then small y and small r. These are the gametes produced by male parent. In the same way, the female parent also produce same types of gametes. So here capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small y and small r. So there are four types of gametes. So we need 4 columns and 4 rows in a Punnett square. Now let us draw a Punnett square and see. Here we have to draw 4 columns and 4 rows. Now we are going to write this paternal gametes on the top, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, small y and small r. In the case of female parent also we have the same types of gametes. We are going to write on the left hand side. Capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small y and small r. Now we are crossing these gametes. If we cross this gamete with all these and we are going to write on the top row. Capital Y, capital R and capital Y and capital R. So we will get capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R. If we cross this with this, we will get capital Y, then capital R and small r. We cross this with this, we will get capital Y, small y, capital R and capital R. If we cross this gamete with this one, we will get capital Y, small y, capital R and small r. That is the first row. Now let us see the second row. This gamete with this capital Y, capital R and small r. This with this capital Y, small r and small r. Then this two capital Y, small y, capital R and one small r. This with this capital Y, small r, small r. Now we are going to the third gamete. This with this capital Y, small y, capital R, capital R. Both the case. The second one capital Y, small y, capital R and small r. This with this now. Small y, one capital R is here, here also capital R. So capital R and capital R. So here this and this. Small y, capital R and small r. Now we are going to the fourth gamete. Small y and small r. Here capital Y. So capital Y, capital R, small r. These two capital Y, small r and small r. This one small y, then r. One capital R there, capital R and one small r here. Then these two here only small letters. Small y, small r, small r. Now let us see which are the plants phenotypically. This is the genotypic of all the plants. Now let us see what is the phenotype of each plant. Now listen, here this plant produce round and yellow seed. So we will write this round, yellow seed. This one produce again round and yellow seed. Round and yellow seed. This one also produce round and yellow seed. This one also produce round and yellow seed. Then which plant? This one again round and yellow. Round and yellow seed. Again this one also round. One capital R is there, one capital Y is there. Round and yellow seed. Again here also round and yellow seed. Here also round and yellow seed. Here no. Here only one capital R. Here also capital R. Here also round and yellow seed. Now how many are round and yellow seeded plants? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plants are round and yellow. 9 plants. Now what is the next chance? Now let us see. This is yellow but wrinkled seed. So wrinkled and yellow. Wrinkled and yellow seed. Now listen, this one again wrinkled and yellow seed. Wrinkled and yellow seed. Here also wrinkled and yellow seed. Why wrinkled? Only small letters in the case of R. No? Any other chance for wrinkled and yellow seed? No. So here wrinkled and Yellow seeds, how many? 3. Now let us see this one. This one is and round. This one also again green and round because Y is small letter. So we will get only green seed, and R capital is there. So we will get round seed, green and round. Here also green and round. In this case we will get what type of seed? Here only small letters are there. So there is green and wrinkled seed. So this last one is green and wrinkled. Then how many green and round? 1, 2, 3. Green and round, 3. How many are green and wrinkled? Green and wrinkled is only 1. So how many total progenies are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 progenies are there. Out of that, 9 of them produced round and yellow seeds. 3 of them produced wrinkled and yellow seeds, and other 3 of them produced green and round seeds, and 1 of them produced only wrinkled and green seed. So this is both the characters are recessive here. So Mendel got the ratio 9:3:3:1. This is the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation. In the case of 2, when he took 2 pairs of contrasting characters. In the case of dihybrid cross, dihybrid cross, here he took 2 pairs of contrasting characters, and in the case of dihybrid cross, he got 9:3:3:1 ratio in the case of F2 generation. This is F2 generation. This one is F1 generation. In F1 generation, all the plants produced round and yellow seeds. But in the case of F2 generation, 9 of them produced round and yellow seeds, and 3 of them wrinkled and yellow, 3 of them green and round, 1 wrinkled and green. So the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. On the basis of this observation, Mendel concluded that if there is 2 pairs of contrasting characters in the F1 generation, even though they behave separately in the subsequent generation. Here in the case of F1 generation, we can see that they are in hybrid condition. Even then also these characters never mixed. These characters act independently in the case of subsequent generation. That means there is no rule that always yellow colored seeds are round, and at the same time there is no rule that all the green colored seeds are wrinkled, because these 2 characters are independent traits or independent characters, and they behave independently in the subsequent generation. From his observation in the dihybrid cross, Mendel formulated his second law of inheritance. This second law of inheritance is otherwise called law of independent assortment. What is law of independent assortment? In the inheritance of more than one pair of characteristics in a cross, which are the two more than one pair means maybe 2 or 3 or 4. Here we took 2 pairs of contrasting characteristics in a cross together. The factors for each trait are distributed independently to the gametes. That means here in the F1 generation, plants are capital Y, capital R and small r. This hybrid plant is produced in the F1 generation. While these plants are producing gametes, the factor for color of the seed, that is capital Y and small y. The factors for shape of the seed, that is capital R and small r. these two behave independently. That means these factors behave independently and one of the variant moves to the gamete. So while forming gametes, capital Y and one variant from the shape of the seed, that is capital R. So this is one gamete and there is a chance for capital Y and small r, and this small y and capital R, and there is another chance for small y and small r. So these variants are behaving independently here while forming the gametes. That law is called law of independent assortment. These variants are assorted independently while the plants are producing their gametes. That is law of independent assortment. This is all about dihybrid cross and law of independent assortment.